Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. This is Xanthus with Xanthus Gaming, and we're back in the Necromancer closed beta. We are trying to make the plague set work tonight. We already know that the pet build is what all the leaderboard players are using. Like, literally all of them are using the pet set. So we know that that is powerful. We tested it ourselves last night. It was very powerful. I would like to see if I can find anything that the plague set can do to kind of keep up. The blood for power changes hit the plague set really hard. So far I'm kind of playing around a little bit with some ideas of curses and seeing what I can make happen using those and some kind of unconventional legendary gems maybe. I'm really not quite sure where to go. I think I definitely need Bane of the Trapped. So the build so far that I am working with is Plague Lands, Blighted Marrow, Dislocation, so 3 poison skills. That'll be important in a second. Devouring Aura to consume corpses and fire stuff. That'll also be important in a second. Leech Osmosis and Decrepify Wither. These are both survival-based things, but also up our damage because of Spreading Malediction. Blood is Power reduces our cooldowns. When we lose 100% life cumulatively, it will reduce remaining cooldowns by 20%. Standalone gives us damage protection, and Life from Death gives us extra life. I'm wondering if maybe we change Standalone into Serration for the extra Bone Spear damage. So I think honestly we're going to get rocked by doing that. In the cube we are rolling with a Death Scythe, which means as soon as you use poison skills, it ups your damage by 100% for 15 seconds for each poison skill you loop through. So since we have 300 bars, we're upping our total damage by 300%. I would like to find ways to fit more poison skills in, but at the moment I can't survive very well if I drop too many of the curses. I might be able to drop Osmosis Leech, which is giving us life per second, which is also working in tandem with our Molten Wildebeest Gizzard. But we did drop our Rogar's Huge Stone that we were playing around with previously for the new Lorinel's Sunstone, which gives you damage reduction the lower you get on your health. Hey Noah, how's it going, buddy? So maybe the Leech isn't going to be as needed. I almost want Frailty, to be honest, but maybe we can get a second poison skill in here that'll close the gap where we need the damage. Maybe we go with the Siphon Blood with Power Shift like the pet build is using. That might be an option, or maybe some sort of Poison Nova option. Corpse Explosion could be good as well. Corpse Explosion could be interesting. Close Quarters, or maybe even Shrapnel. Let's try that. I'm not sure how that'll work, but let's try it. Oops. Mistakes were made, boys. Mistakes were made. Well, that certainly looks really cool. How strong it is, I don't actually know, but it looked really cool. It looked really cool. Okay, we forgot to decrepify those guys, so they killed us almost instantly. So we gotta make sure we're doing that.
That needs to recharge.
We need to make sure we get our bone armor up and running as well. Might want to run a different Decrepify rune actually too, I'm not sure. Haven't decided yet. Alright, let's see.
The night embraces you.
I don't know, that doesn't feel that great. I mean, we're hitting for like 4 billion.
Not enough.
We're having some essence issues though. In order to maintain essence, we're having to go get globes. And that's it's a bit of a problem. But we're not doing a very good job of watching our Land of the Dead cooldown, so that could possibly work. I did like the corpse explosions, but the thing that I didn't like about that is I couldn't be spamming spears while my Land of the Dead was going because I was having to spam corpse explosion. So I'm not sure if that's the way to go. I think something that's like a one and done type thing could be better. Maybe like Army of the Dead or something. It's such a long cooldown though. And we don't want our Obsidian Ring of Zodiac to be eating up cooldowns on other abilities, really. We want it to be pretty much focused on the Land of the Dead, so we can only really afford to use one long cooldown in here. So I'm thinking we might need to go with the Siphon Blood Power Shift. That might have to be what we do. You were called a creep for following someone on Instagram? That feels bad, man. Were you being a creep, though? I mean, that could be nice. Is it really worth giving up a slot in our build? Gives us a generator. I feel like Siphon Blood with Power Shift is better used, though. Because it gives us health back, too, while we channel. We're pretty low health, actually. We're pretty darn low health. Okay. We're on Torment 13 for testing at the moment, because I figure that's a pretty good baseline to test at.
That needs to recharge.
Oh, you know what we could do is we could grab put Corpse Lance Rune on the bar, huh? And then if we have a Corpse Lance Rune, we're pretty much set for our poison skills, because we can use the Ricochet or the damage reduction one. Either of those would be pretty good. We're gonna try that. She doesn't like you much. Well, then you shouldn't follow her. Okay, let's go back to having standalone. Serration doesn't seem to be worth it. And I think we changed this for Corpse Lance with Shredding Splinters. Each hit slows a target and reduces its damage 6% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So it reduces their damage by 30% and slows them by 50%. That seems pretty good. That seems pretty good. I had Wither to further reduce their damage that they do, but I think the movement speed is probably better, and we can grab cooldown reduction with Borrowed Time. So that would be a better option there. So now we're up to 100%, 200%, 300%, 400% damage amplification. Our Devouring Aura is how we're generating our damage off of our... wait, do we not have that anymore? Oh, off of our necklace, our Johnstone. Each corpse consumed in Land of Dead increases your damage by 10% for 10 seconds after it ends. But what we could do is we could drop the Devouring Aura and change it out for Corpse Lance. You like her? Well, I don't know if... You might want to be careful about how hard you push if you like her. Because if she already isn't liking that attention, you don't want to keep doing it. There's such a thing as too much. I think we could drop Devour Aura and we could get another poison skill in and ramp up our damage a little bit more. Not sure which poison skill we're going to want to use here though. Are there any poison? And Bone Pillar. I think Power Shift might be the way to go. And then what if we just put Land of the Dead to be on autocast as soon as it's up? But then the problem is if we autocast it between packs, we're screwed. You know? Like, that's a bad thing. Can't do that, I guess, really. So now we're generating our corpses through Corpse Lance. So I guess we could put our Corpse Lance on autocast. Which is our W, so numpad 5. Okay, so we just hold numpad 5. Okay. We might actually have to have a corpse to consume to be able to do that, though.
That is not possible.
We'll see if that works. So you guys just be like, that is not possible all the time. PH, the skill requires the targets to be on our screen permanently. And he's just gonna keep saying that forever. But he's spamming, right? But he's only spamming when we're stopping to stand still. I don't know if that's worth it. It's a lot of damage we just got there. It's a lot of damage we just got there. That's not bad. We were hitting for 14 billion there. I feel like that's not bad. The problem is, though, again, that essence. But we have power drain now. We have power shift, so we can actually suck stuff out of them if we need to. I don't know, I feel like the Bower felt a lot cleaner as far as Land of the Dead usage of corpse goes. Having to stand still and not cast anything else is a bit of a problem when we're using Land of the Dead. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. It was a little bit better, though. Damage-wise, it felt good. So that extra poison skill made a big difference. We also need to work on changing our elemental stacks to poison, because we're... Oh, we did get poison on that, so that's good. We could drop out this for a ton more damage. We could drop out some damage reduction for a lot more damage there. That's going to help. I do like the shredding splinters. Do we have...
That is not possible.
Enemies that are stunned, frozen, charmed, feared, or blinded take extra bone spike damage. Well, we're not doing any of those things, are we? So this is not getting any value with this build, because we're not doing any damage control effects. So that is something we want to work in. Oh, we're getting stuns here with the bone armor. The bone armor stuns, but that's the only thing that does. So we really could use like Zay's Stone of Vengeance in here maybe for the stun potential. Just proc a little bit more damage and the stunning also. Again, guys, this is not like, this is complete work in progress. So if this isn't your thing, I completely understand. But it's theory crafting, working with things and playing with things until you find something that works is the idea. Alternatively, we could switch out the Crispin Sentence for the Prayer of Briggs, and then we could basically have an S of Johan on our Decrepify. And that seems like that could be pretty good. Okay. So what I would like to do... Man, I don't know. Such a bummer that that doesn't have a poison, like that's physical, when it's clearly like Decrepify, and even the effect looks like it's poison based, you know, like it really is a bummer that that's not a poison based spell, because it really should be. I'll show you. Doesn't that look poisony? I think that looks poisony. That could be crazy. Well, we don't need life from death if we have, yeah, we don't need life from death if we have a generator. So we could grab Rathma, or we could grab Final Service. I think we go Rathma for the damage immune. Okay, and again, I would really like to... I'd really like to have Devour Aura on here, because it's just gonna stack our... It's gonna stack our Death Scythe so much, or not our Death Scythe, our Johnstone so much further. Let's see what other neck options we have. Is there anything else that's like competing with Johnstone? I think that was it. I think that was the only thing I saw. Wisdom of Kalan, increase maximum stacks of bone armor. Not really gonna work for this build. I think that's, yeah, it's a neck piece. Never mind. There's only 3 necks then. There's Johnstone, Wisdom of Kala, and what was the other one? We have it. It's in our, should be in our stash. Let's see if we see it here though, real quick. Haunted Vision, and that one's not. That's not great for us either. Lasts twice as long, but drains life at 10% life every second. That's gotta be a blood. That's gotta be a blood build item. Yeah, it might have been an overreaction, Noah. Be nice to work this in somehow too, but I just can't because it breaks the set. We could drop the Aquila Caress. We can cube this. Then we drop the Aquila Caress and we grab the Corpse Whisperer Pauldrons. The only thing that scares me about that is without the Aquila Caress, we're very, 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 very fragile. And we don't have a whole lot of control with this build. Australia's upstairs. She's taking care of our baby. So I can stream. She's a champ. So if we do that, then we could drop this. We're going to do some Bone Spear damage. But we gain Corpse Lance damage. But then we'll have to drop that. No, that's not worth it at all, because then we'd have to drop the Dislocation Armor in order to get Devour on the build. We can't really feasibly do that. I think we have to drop Power Shift if we want Devour Aura on the build, which is a bit of a bummer. It's got to be Plague Lands. Devouring Aura lets us consume those corpses without having to stand still, and that's a pretty big deal. But we lose 100% additional damage by doing that. So I'm really not sure if that's worth it. We have 2.6% chance to freeze on hit on our weapon, which synergizes well with the Crispin Sentence. If we could put like a Sevi Ken Joe, if we could put like a Thunder Fury. Do we have a Thunder Fury? We could throw that on our Templar and then throw a Wide Word on him. That could potentially work. Proc more stun attacks. I know I'm stretching it here, boys. I'm stretching it. Try and find a way, though. I don't have a Thunder Fury? What the fudge? For real? I know I salvaged one last night. That feels bad. One of our other followers on our other heroes must have one, though. There's no way they don't. We could drop the Sunstone for... No, that's just the same trade-off. Let's see how squishy we are. It's pretty fucking squishy. It's pretty fucking squishy. Oh, we don't have any fucking vitality. I don't have any vitality. Is this gear just really bad? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a second set of this gear. Pestilence. See if we get any better rolls with a little bit more vitality, because we can't have 300,000 health. That's ridiculous. That's nothing. It's fucking nothing. Let's see what we get here. Alright. More health. So that's an upgrade as far as straight defenses go. And we can of course reroll the Grim Scythe damage into something else. Since we're not... So before, when we rolled these original pieces, We relied very, very, very heavily on life per second because that was the only way to counterbalance Blood is Power and going Corpse Lance with the Blood Rune. But now, since that's not even possible, there's no reason to do that. So we need to get off of that and replace our old pieces is pretty much what we're doing right now. Okay, so that has cooldown reduction as slightly less than our current one. It is resource cost reduction, less intelligence. I don't want that, so I'm going to salvage that. I'm going to salvage that. These are better than the ones I have on because they have more intelligence. Armor is probably what we would roll for, or possibly all resist, but most likely armor. So I think we're going to keep those and salvage these. Alright, gloves. Those are just, those are better. Those are just straight up better. By a good shot. Right? We'll probably take off the attack speed and re-roll it into crit hit damage. Right? And that'll be like a slight upgrade on damage and big upgrade on toughness. That gives us some of that needed vitality. Now we're up to 400,000. This has the crit chance to start. We'll re-roll the skeletal mage damage into vitality. Go for a max roll on vitality there. Didn't mean to do that. My bad. Those boots are better than the ones I'm using. The intelligence roll is pretty bad, but overall those are better, so we're going to just put those on for now. Salvage our old ones. And we got an ancient chest piece with all resist rolled max. Hells yeah, that's way better. That's way better. You'll see once we re-roll it. It doesn't look better right now, but it is. It is. You say, I wore a wedding dress for a photo shoot today. It was pretty entertaining, says Noah. I might miss a few more streams because I'm on the football team and we have to practice till the end of the year. Then we start school again. That's cool, man. Enjoy your time. I understand. You can be here when you can be here, and it's not a big deal when you're not. I appreciate your support either way. Alright, so now when we look and compare them, it's a very, 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 very slight downgrade in damage, but a huge upgrade in toughness. So we'll go ahead and switch those over. And we will drop out that. Oop, hold on. Hold on. We had... Hold on. Wait a tick. We had an ancient on before too. What could we re-roll the ancient on this one into? What could that re-roll into? Armor, life percent, elite damage reduction. Let's just compare. Actually, the ones we have are slightly better, but offer less overall health. Oh my god. How did our health drop? We put on stuff that had more vitality, didn't we? Am I crazy? I swear we upped our vitality and almost... Oh, we didn't. We didn't actually re-roll these into vitality yet. My bad, boys. My bad. I was sitting here freaking out. 500 max? Yeah. Alright. I still feel like we lost some and I don't understand how. We get a ton more vitality here. We're just losing a good chunk of damage. Might be what we have to do, though. So we roll those to critical hit damage. CDR could be good to roll those also. Oops. 41's acceptable for now. We're running low on our reroll materials. So I think this is better even though it has less health. It has more effective health. Just barely though. Just barely. It says it has more recovery, but I don't understand why it says it has more recovery because it doesn't have any recovery. Versus the other one has life per kill. Armor goes further for intelligent classes, I guess, too. So that's something to consider. We're going to hold this for now. We're still super low on our health. I was hoping it would go up more than it actually did. Yeah, the gloves we're wearing are a lot better than our old gloves, though. So that's a plus side. And we could put amethyst in the gear if we needed to. I don't think that's a great idea though. Where's our all resist sitting? It's decent. Could be higher. Could be higher. We can reroll the helm. That's where we're missing our vitality. My bad. I forgot that we needed to reroll the helm. That's where it is. There's our vitality. Alright, now we're up to almost 500,000. It's a lot higher than we were before. So good. Good. Everything looks like it's about as good as it could be. We could re-roll this belt. Probably the life per second to vitality. I'm thinking. Or into armor. Either one would work, but vitality seems like it'd be better for us at the moment. Damage reductions increase for every 1% life you're missing. Okay. So actually the higher health we have, the more effective this is, because... No, it's going to be exactly the same, right? I don't know. My brain's not working on that front. Boots. Is there anything we'd want to re-roll that into? It's pretty much the best it could be. Could re-roll that into armor or into bone spear damage. I think we're going to roll it into armor for now. If we can get it to roll armor. Whatever. 2% move speed is raw stats in the Paragon. What do we have for movement speed at the moment? 12%, so we need 13. Okay, and then we can let's put a little into vitality. Let's get it up to 700,000. $652. Let's see how that feels for squishiness. See how that feels. Okay. So we're going all offensive gems. Gorgok's kind of a combination, offensive, defensive type thing. But overall, mostly offensive. Okay, we're hitting pretty decent now. That's not bad. That doesn't feel too squishy either. Especially considering the fact that we can stun things on demand, more or less. The problem we're having though again is just the consistent essence. But we are back to having that up. Okay, let's watch and see how long it takes us to get that back up again. Oof. We had 2 elites, but we still dropped like a sack of potatoes, so that's not good. Let's make sure we get the curse on both of them though, just to be safe here.
That needs to recharge.
Still a little bit too long. Still a little bit too long of a cooldown. Although damage feels pretty decent. Damage feels pretty decent. We got the blood as power. I think that's the only cooldown reduction thing we have as an option though, unfortunately. Wait, we have spreading malediction on, but we only have 1 curse. So that might not be worth it. Maybe instead getting... What if we did Bone Prison? Does that count as a stun? Or we could go Overwhelming Essence, so we have more essence. That would only work if we went with the Globe talent too, combined with our Reaper's Wraps. I really would like to find a way to avoid relying on Reaper's Wraps for our essence generation, but it's not looking very likely. Looking like we might be stuck into that. So let's grab Life from Death for the essence. I don't see a feasible way to make it work otherwise. What else do we have for options for armor other than the Corpse Lance one? Do we have anything that gives us essence? Or possibly after consuming 15 corpses, unleash a free Death Nova. Let's just see what that feels like. I'm pretty sure the increased damage from Corpse Lance is better. When an exploded corpse deals damage, your corpse explosion deals more damage, stacking up to 5 times. That's pretty cool. Of course, we got the Golem Skin Breaches, but we're not using a Golem. Picking up a health globe increases your maximum health by 5% for 15 seconds, stacking up 5 times. That could actually be pretty good with this build. Clyde Hunter, you're not doing HOTS today. I have a HOTS video uploading at the moment. I have to publish it in a little bit, but that'll be going live tonight at some point. I think I'll mostly be streaming the Necromancer beta tonight. I wanted to do some HOTS beta streaming, or HOTS PTR streaming, but the queue times were like 2,000 seconds, so I can't stream 2,000 second queue times. And I'm not talking about Diva. I'm talking about Alarak. I'm talking about Tyrande. They were all really long, so I can't really do that one tonight. But I'll be doing some more HOTS content probably tomorrow. Probably go on to live servers. I also will be doing some 7 Days to Die either tomorrow or Saturday. I have kind of a busy weekend. A lot of friends are wanting to do things this weekend, so I don't know how much time we'll have to stream, but I'll try to stream a decent amount. And by not a lot of time, I mean I'll probably only stream like 4 hours a day. 4 or 5. Maybe more. We'll see. When Devour restores essence life above your maximum essence, the essence is granted over 3 seconds. That sounds like what we need. I wish it were longer than 3 seconds, though. I wish it were longer than 3 seconds. But that might be what we need. Shit, we don't have enough to extract another thing, do we? Goddamn Act 3. Goddamn Act 3. Okay. Fucking Act 3. For now, I'm not going to do the Act 3 bounties again. I'm not going to do that to you guys again tonight. Not right now, anyway. We're just going to put Royal Ring of Grandeur on real quick and just see how that feels. If it feels good, we might have to do it. If it's what the build requires to work, we might have to do it. But we're not just going to go out and do it to see if it's going to work for the build and then find it does nothing. Okay, I know I have a royal ring that I was using last night. Where the hell is it? Ouch, lol. Yeah, the queue time was real long. It was kind of ridiculous. There it is. Okay. Let's throw that back in. And now we can swap out our chest piece. Although our chest piece is amazing, I don't really want to swap it. We're gonna have to try it out. There it is. It's not bad though. Honestly, it's not a huge downgrade on toughness, so it's fine. 2, 3, and equip. Alright, let's see how this goes. Fields of Misery. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. What's the scenario? Let's go down this way. I was gonna say let's go find some enemies, and then I forgot there were 2 elites standing right there.
I'm afraid not. I must wait.
Oh yeah, that's gonna work really well with the Reaper's Wraps, because the Reaper's Wraps can restore us above maximum. Fucking Vortex, though. Am I right? Oh no, it won't work for the Reaper's Wraps because it says when Devour gives you essence. It doesn't say anything else. So it's only when we devour things. But we devour things on a pretty regular basis here. So I think that'll be fine. I think that'll be fine, to be honest. I think it's not that big a deal. Yeah, I think that's gonna work out just fine. There's that free Death Nova. I think that free Death Nova thing could be cool with a different build. Not really set to work with this build setup that I'm building right now. This one's built more around the Bone Spear aspect and the poison aspect, but I think we could probably find something that runs Corpse Explosion and Death Nova and works. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. My gear just broke. Let's go back. Okay. What broke? Oh, my big power boost. Alright, so Fortunately, 400% is the most poison damage we can get with this build. So do we want to consider a different thing and not being locked into poison damage? 150% is nothing compared to 400%. But it gives us more freedom to not have to have poison damage specifically. I still think that's better though. We could do an NGM for the lower cooldown times after killing elites. But I don't know if that's reliable enough to really warrant it. That has extra essence flow gives us continued essence for 3 seconds after Land of Dead ends, which is pretty nice. And then when we walk up on a bunch of corpses, it'll give us continued essence after that. So it's pretty nice. I don't think Fate's Vow really does much of anything for us, so we're not going to use that. I think Corpse Whisper Pauldrons was doing a lot more. While in Land of the Dead, Command Skeletons gains the effect of all runes and gains 125% damage. We're not using Command Skeletons, so that's not really a thing that matters. But gains the effect of all runes. Try Blood Nova build? I will on another day. Tonight I'm just working with the Plague set for now. For this stream at least. If I end up getting done with this and deciding not to do any more, I might close it and do another stream. I work a day job though, like 10 or 11 hours a day, and so I only have like 4 or 5 hours, 3 or 4 hours at night really to stream at the moment. I do like a 7 on 4 off rotation type thing. 7 months on, 4 months off, 7 months on, 4 months off, like that. So I'll be streaming a ton more pretty soon here. But at the moment I'm working 50 to 60 hours a week on my day job, so I kind of gotta focus my time a little bit. But check back for sure. If you're only interested in blood build, I'm sorry we're doing Plague tonight, but be sure to check back because we'll do it another night for sure. I think Insatiable Belt could be really good. I think that the Corpse Whisper Pauldrons are the best for this build. And I might actually want to change Shredding Splinters into Ricochet for the more damage. But that damage reduction seems pretty good too. It's a straight 30% damage reduction on enemies that are hit with Corpse Lance, which is most of the enemies. So that seems pretty good. If I do this, then I could get Land of the Dead on the bars. If I get, or not Land of the Dead, Command Skeletons. And if I throw Command Skeletons on, then potentially I could drop Decrepify and change the belt to something else, like the Insatiable Belt that we were just looking at a second ago. So Blood Song in the cube could work. That could work. I actually don't even think I have that one. Did we not buy that armor set yet? Armaments 2, I think, right? Nope, we have that one. Armaments 1. I could just be losing my mind. There it is. I mean, we'll have to identify the rest of these too, but my inventory is really full because I'm an idiot. Might as well see if we got a better roll on anything. That's worse.
I am overburdened.
It's not bad. So what if we did that instead of this, and then we grab skeletons to plug the holes? Let's get rid of some of the stuff we definitely are not needing at the moment that's jewelry based and gem based, and then we'll come back and grab it if we need it at a later point. That we're gonna salvage. Clean up our inventory a little bit more. Try Blood Nova build. I don't mind Plague. You need more spears to drop down. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to get more spears. I wonder if is there a poison version of simacrolum? Is that a thing? No, they're all physical, unfortunately. Okay. So if we could get some simacrolum out with poison, that would be pretty handy. Alright, we need to keep that, obviously. We can shred this. There's our, like, non-cubed version, since we cubed the other one. It's a better golem skin than we had. I'm not sure how any of those stack up, to be honest. Straight comparison, this one is worse, so we can get rid of it. This is our first of this, I believe. Okay, let's look in the stash. Okay, so we can salvage that because we just got a better version of those. Boots. These look better. Oh, those are two different boots. Attacking with bone spikes can cast a bone nova. Okay, so we didn't even have that set of armor items. I was right. Okay. So now we do. Now we have them. Nope, we had them. I need to work on my organization a little, apparently. Let's just do direct comparisons here. Put him back in here. On first glance, those look better because they're ancient, but I actually think the other ones are better. Okay, so we'll salvage these. 9.5 crit armor, intelligence, 8.5 armor. Those look better. So we'll save those and we'll salvage those. Do we have that helm anywhere? Revive now consumes all corpses to raise a minion that deals more damage. It's pretty cool. There it is. Put it beside that one. We did have one already. Look at that. That's how unorganized I was. Fixing it now, boys. I'm fixing it now. Alright, that's better. Straight up. So we'll salvage that. This one has more intelligence, has vitality to start. This one's better. So we'll salvage this one. Salvage that one. Okay. Make sure we're salvaging the right ones. We are. Okay. That, boys. Little inventory management. We're fixing it. Sorry about that, boys. Little inventory management. Alright, so let's kind of re-roll that real quick and see how that feels. If we drop our Decrepify, get a different belt in there, and we throw command skeletons in to give us meat shields, basically, is going to be the idea. And they're going to have all the runes, so we're just going to say kill command skin by default. So you know what, I'm actually going to change that to something else for a second, just on the off chance that it's glitched and doesn't actually inherit all the runes unless we do it while it's already on the bar. There we go. Okay. So I did like the overflow of essence from that chest piece, but let's see how it feels to have those guys on. Now, if I command them to attack something, are they going to blow up? Is that what they're going to do? Or what are they going to do? I'm not sure. It's probably going to depend on the thing I have selected, right? Let's put those things in our chest. That goes down here, that goes up there. That goes over here, this goes over here. Hack, primal hack, you're gonna go somewhere else for organization purposes. You'll go next to the primal wildwood that we have. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, all those hellfires should go over here. just to make things a little bit easier for when we're searching for a Hellfire option. Okay. Let's just make sure we have the best version of these items as well. Direct comparison. This one is better. This one is salvage. Brenner's Journey. This one has more intelligence, this one has more vitality, this one has movement speed, this one has armor. 1% difference in unique proc chance. This one has bone spear damage on it by default. They both have bone spear damage, but bone spike is the proc. This one has higher health globe. This one has cold resistance. I think I like this one better, so we'll salvage. Wait. Yeah, we'll salvage this one. They're both pretty crap, honestly, but compare these two. Higher intelligence. Physical resistance culture, this one's better. Salvage that one. Helmet. I think the only one I have is cubed, so that's our non-cubed one, and it's an ancient, so that's nice. The legendary roll on it was real shit, though. Hey Xanthus, so glad to be able to watch your streams. I wasn't able to for a couple days due to final exams. Hey Sarakim, welcome back, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Okay, and I think we ate the only one of those we had to, so there we go. That is a thing. What exactly am I doing? I don't know. Makes sense in my head. Alright. So, let's see. Let's salvage those items we don't need, so we don't have them just taking up space. Let's see how this feels with the command skeletons. I'm interested to see what happens when I command the skeletons when they have the Bloodsong Mail equipped. I didn't even re-roll the Bloodsong Mail, which is a bit stupid, but... Oh, they all explode. Rip. Oh, it's only when Army of the Dead's on that they get all the runes, right? Okay, let's just do that then. So when Army of the Dead's on, they don't explode. They explode, but they stay alive. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's cool. Oh my god, that's cool. Wait. Wait, would they continually explode if I wasn't spamming the button? Is that what would happen there? Oh, I need to have Army of the Dead open. Nope, I have to spam the button for them to keep exploding. That was cool though, still. Still, I don't know if it's worth though. Not sure if it's worth it. By having the command skeletons, though, we could potentially take the life-saving passive instead of the Rathmas. It's interesting because they don't inherit all the runes all the time. They only inherit all the runes when you do your Land of the Undead or whatever. So that's actually kind of an interesting distinction. But when they have it, you can just spam explode them, which is pretty cool. Interesting. Not sure what I think of that. I think the other one's better, to be honest. And keeping the Decrepify belt. Though we didn't look at the other belts we could put on. We didn't even put anything on. We just kept it. Even though it's not getting any value at all. So that's something we should consider. The fact that we didn't put on our fucking insatiable belt. Which is the main point of doing this. Do I have an insatiable belt is the other question. I think I do. Let's Razor's Drop. Harrington's Hunter's Wrath. Harrington / Vigilante Gold Wrap. Gold Wrap Thunder God. Maybe I don't even have one. It might be a moot point. I think it's a moot point. Slash of Knives. I know this isn't going to be good, but I'm just curious as to what it's going to look like. Because it's 25% chance on attack to throw a dagger at nearby enemies. And with the corpse lances firing everywhere, I think it could be kind of funny. I don't think it's going to be good, but I think it could be kind of funny. This should not be there. It should be over in our jewelry for Necromancer slots. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have that particular belt. So we would have to actually, like, probably gamble for it.
Such a brave soul. Well,
oops, didn't mean to do that. Hey, look at that, I got boots. Upgrade rare. Need more blue. Craft some blues real quick. And then we can convert them. Yeah, we can convert Veiled into Arcane. If you can do that with yellows and blues, if you need to convert whites, all you have to do is go to Battlefield of Eternity, run around and hit the armor racks, and then you can get random whites that you can throw into a cube to convert for 100 essence each. Super, super easy way to get essence. Or replaceable parts rather, not essence. 100 replaceable parts each. We're doing essence here. Alright, now we want to upgrade rare. Just do that a couple times real quick. Can we get what we want? Razor's Drop. No, not there. Let's just make a few belts. I should have just done this instead of wasting blood shards. I don't know what I was doing. I literally don't know what I was doing. Upgrade rare. Oh, now we're out of replaceable parts. You know what? Fuck that. Let's just see what this looks like real quick. Because it's funny, bitch. Unexplored territory up here. Doesn't seem to be doing it, does it? I didn't see any axes fly out from the Slash of Knives. That's really disappointing. That's really disappointing. Fuck you, Slash of Knives. Nothing but disappointment. So is Insatiable Belt specific to a certain class? Put Harrington's on, I guess, or Witching. We could just throw the Witching Hour we had on before back on. It's a pretty good damage buff. We run into a potential of having too much attack speed though. And then like burning through all of our essence. So we're already having issues with, oh, we could do a string of ears. Yeah, there we go. Straight damage reduction, that's better. Let's just do that. Durr. Obviously, that's what we should have done to start. Yeah, we're not going to worry about those. It's fine. Alright. So let's kind of see what this feels like. Let's just go into a rift.
Enemies of the Nephilim surround you.
Do we have Blood is Power on our thing anymore? Because if so, we have no way to actually proc it. Which is kind of an interesting idea. Other than apparently dying. Skills. Things were in melee range of us. And we have the damage reduction for ranged attacks. Huh. Feels bad. Still a little too squishy. I think a Unity is going to do better than the Lorinel Stone will. Just because we don't have enough damage regen to really make that work, I don't think. So let's actually just throw Unity on. In a group, the other one's going to be better for damage reduction, obviously. But in a group, you shouldn't need the damage reduction. You should be able to go full glass cannon. Do we want to drop Zays out, maybe? And switch Zays into... I don't know, that cooldown reduction, or that stunning from Zays is pretty nice. And the extra damage at range is pretty nice. But maybe Bane of the Stricken might be better, because we're hitting so much and so often. Also, it'll help with Rift Guardians, which seems like a better deal overall. I'm not too impressed with the command skeletons, to be honest. I don't think that they bring as much to the table as the other one does. So we're going to go back to that, and we're going to drop command skeletons for what did we have before? Well, Skeletal Mage with Contamination, but that's another spender. What did we have before? Was it Decrepify? Yeah, it was Decrepify because we had the belt that reduced damage. So we could look for a different poison spell here that doesn't. Contamination's the only one there. What if we had the Blight thing here, and then on the rune, I'm assuming it inherits the rune like all the other specs do. Then we could have the Blight, and we could have the Fate's Vow, which is the free Death Nova. Then we're inheriting the Death's Vow Death Nova. Seems like it could be good. So that's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500% damage increase. So that's even more damage. Are we going to have the ability to live is the question. And the answer is I don't actually know. I don't actually know. Might have to swap Trapped for Esoteric. Or something along those lines. Or Moratorium. Would Moratorium actually work here? Because we have that damage immunity on our Land of the Dead. Could we just damage immune some of it? We did everything there, right? Yeah. We did all the things. Ooh, resplendent chest. What if we had Ancient Parthenon's Defenders? Do we have enough? No, we don't have enough regeneration without the Reaper's Wraps to make this work with Parthenons. We don't have enough barely with it. So we're waiting for a decent amount after the Wrath of the Dead ends. Playstyle is underwhelming. Hopefully they up the damage. I agree. I'm trying to find a way to make it work, but I haven't found that. Haven't found that yet. I agree though, it's not up to snuff compared to the other ones. Definitely not up to snuff. Go command golem with the decay golem. Well, if we do that, and then instead of going with this thing, we take the blood, the thing that gives us extra damage toughness around this guy. Let's try that. We're just playing around with things right now. We have no idea if we're doing anything even remotely correctly, you know? So it's possible the damage isn't that bad and my specs are just terrible, you know? Might just be I haven't found the right thing yet. This is what happened last time, and eventually I discovered Blood is Power was completely broken before. But make the spear proc more. Are you talking about the Corpse Lance proc, or what are you talking about for making the spear proc more? Like fire the spear more? Is that what you're saying? Alright, let's see how that goes. We have to keep to the poison theme because we are doing the Death Scythe that increases our poison damage for each additional skill, because that's the only way I can see to scale us up in damage here. I wish we had an option that actually worked for phylactery. As far as I can tell, none of the phylacteries are very good. I mean, that one's okay, I guess. Still not very good. Yeah. None of those are particularly great. Alright, let's go back in and see how this feels. At the very least, we have another meat shield with us. So that hit for 29 billion, unless I missaw that. Immediately following. So our pet dies too quickly without the pet gem though. So we can't use the golem because he's just dead. Unless we want to take the pet gem. Which is a bit of a bummer. Because that seemed to be okay-ish. Just because it provided extra buffer for us against the enemy. But it's just not going to work. That definitely won't work. What are the other weapons? And I meant Blizz needs to allow the Bone Spear to proc more. Oh, I got you, man. Yeah, they do. Other weapon options. Maybe you'll see something I haven't, so we'll go over them real quick. Blood type blade. Death Nova deals 20% increased damage for every enemy within 10 yards. Death Scythe. Each different poison skill you use increases your damage. Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, we'll go through the rest of them. I think I just saw something here. Increases your poison skills by 100%. Those are all. Funerary Pick, Siphon Blood hits 2 additional targets. Dread Golem Spike Bone Spear now costs 40 essence and deals 150% increased damage. It doesn't give as much damage as increase as Death Scythe does. I'll show you real quick. I was really disappointed when I tried it. I'll just kind of demonstrate real quick in the Rift. Super excited for that one too. See, it's only hitting for 1 billion. Nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. So unfortunately that particular weapon's a no-go. In Geom, of course, option. There are the phylacteries we were just looking at. Grim Scythe deals 10% extra damage. Siphon Blood can unleash a Blood Nova when you're at full health. Cold skills. The slow on the cold skills part of this phylactery doesn't actually work, but it gives you the movement speed. I tested that earlier. Bone Spikes generate an additional 4 essence. Secondary skills deal 300% additional damage while Bone Armor is active, but reduce the remaining duration of Bone Armor by 4 seconds. It doesn't actually reduce the remaining duration. It's bugged, I think, but I'm using it right now. Spear of Jaseth, your thorns increase by 15% for every enemy afflicted with one of your curses. And Chagul's Corroded Fang, Curse Scythe, gains the rune of Grim Scythe now has a 100% chance to apply curse instead of 10%. So I think I saw something interesting here as a possibility using Death Scythe and maybe switching out the Scythe of the Cycle for the Blood Tide, one-handed Blood Tide blade. We could potentially build some interesting interaction with Death Nova. I don't know if it'll be any good, but it's possible. It could work. We're gonna give it a try. It's missing something. Yeah, it's missing damage. Like, it's not... The damage output just isn't scaled quite high enough, I think. It feels like it's not intuitive to know what they're expecting you to do with this set. Like, I don't know what they expect me to do. You know? We're going to go Death Nova with Blight or Unstable Compound. I think Blight, probably. I don't think this is going to be... I don't think this is going to be very good, actually. Maybe, though. Maybe we do this. I think this could be real shit. We'll see. The weapon you're using is only for a skeletal mage? Maybe. I mean, the weapon I was using, this one, the Scythe of the Cycle, just increases your secondary... It increases your Bone Spear damage, too. Your post used Curse to group. You're supposed to use curses to group and spear them to death. We could try that. We'll try that next. It's an interesting idea. Fuck that shit. That didn't work at all. Doesn't help that I walked straight into some elites, but... There's some corpses up here I can explode. No. I just don't want those elites by my entrance right now, to be honest. I'm just kiting them away for a second. Oh good, here's more elites. Goody. Goody goody gumdrops. No, that doesn't work at all. Okay. Fuck that. That didn't work. It was worth a try. Cycle is for Skeleton Mage. The damage is just yuck. Yeah, I agree. It's not great. I don't know if Cycle is for Skeletal Mage only because it says secondary skills and Bone Spear is also a secondary skill. So I feel like Cycle is good for that, to be honest. I think it's the only weapon that's really good for the Plague set at the moment. Blood Tide's a two-handed. I didn't realize that. That feels bad. It feels really bad. If we go with Storm Shield and then we swap out Unity for Convention of Elements. We don't need that anymore because we're not using that. We could keep Unity, we could drop the Rorg, and we could get Convention of Elements worked in here. Let's try that. You think that I'm supposed to group them with Curse though, so we'll go ahead and give that a try. In just a second. First I want to try the Convention of Elements with the other build. Convention of Elements will give us a big damage boost. Like a big damage boost. Alright, so we need to go back to having Devour with Devouring Aura. And this needs to be... What did we have? That did poison damage before that worked okay. And we could just go Army of the Dead with Blighted Grasp, I guess, but I don't really want to. What were we using to proc that? I mean, we could just go Death Nova. I feel like I'm starting to lose my mind. Could just grab a quick generator, just pop it to get the damage increase every so often. That'd be fine. I feel like I'm losing my mind right now. We don't need those. We can grab this. Alright. I think it was Golem. That's what we're using. Alright, let's try this and see if damage feels any better. Let's go up this way and find a non-elite pack that we can mess around with for a second. Okay, and right here,
I must wait.
Here's the poison. 40 billion. That was a 40 billion crit there when we timed it with the cycle of elements.
Give it more time.
Having to wait for the cycle is a bit of a bummer. It was definitely a good damage increase though. We'll try your idea with the curse, with grouping them with curse. I'm intrigued. So we want to use the ring that groups, that pulls things, right? The Prayer of Briggs. And give that a try. It sounds interesting. We'll reroll the resource cost reduction. Come on, give us a socket. Give us a socket now. I wish there was like a Romaldi's gift for jewelry that could just automatically socket things. That would do some interesting things for itemization and gearing. Might push things a bit too far though. Oh my god. Socket? Thank you. Jeez. Alright, so we might be a little bit too squishy though now. We'll see. Probably not. We should be fine. And we need the belt that when we curse people, it reduces their damage. And then we'll change this into a curse. Decrepify, borrowed time for reducing the cooldown on that. Bone Spear, Blighted Marrow still. So we have 100%, 200%, 300%, 400%. We only have 400% damage increase here. It's not amazing. It's not amazing at all. But I think that's the best we can do with using that ring. Okay. We did manage to keep our convention of elements though, and I think it'll be slightly less. Okay. Okay. So because we can pull them in, it might be slightly less wait. They're now immune. After one pull, they're immune. Are they really immune after one pull? Well, he can do it. And we have no way to get essence, and we didn't kill them quick enough. Not sure that's gonna work. Maybe.
Wait longer.
Let's I'm not completely convinced that Bone Spear is too weak to use yet. Like, you can see it hits decently when you can get the damage buffs to line up. The problem was getting the damage buffs to line up consistently. Like, I'm hitting for 32 billion damage. 32 billion is not weak by any means. 32 billion is a ton of damage. I'm aiming for 800 to 200 billion just when my cooldown isn't going. The Johnstone is a lot of damage. On the other hand, the thing is the pet class, the pet build hits for like 6 billion rapidly. So like, I guess by that comparison, 32 billion is pretty weak, I suppose. What if we ran a strong arms bracers with it? If we run strong arms, no, because if we run strong arms, then we don't have the Reaper's wraps. If we drop that for Serration, and we get some extra damage on our Bone Spear that way. Essence is really the main problem, though. The Bone Spear isn't the problem. Essence is the problem, keeping up our essence. So I think we actually need to get this in our cube. Because our biggest issue is just purely essence. So let's lower the difficulty to 10. Quickly run and grab those bounties for Act 3. Because I really don't think it's the Bone Spear being weak that's causing the issue. I think it's more of an issue of we don't have the essence to maintain the Bone Spear spam like we need to be able to. And maybe if we ran Grim Scythe and we just generate essence with a quick hit there, a quick hit here and there, that might be a way to go. We would have to drop something to be able to do that though. So I don't know if that's really viable. That Poland does feel good, I'll give you that. I mean, 34 billion isn't bad for damage. That's decent scaling. If we could actually spam our bone spears, I think that that's gonna work. But we have to get to a point where we can spam our bone spears. It's kind of a big deal, not being able to do that.
This world can abide you no longer.
This might be just more of a speed, like a build for speed runs, I guess, maybe. I don't know. If that's the case, though, we would definitely have to change what we're using, because what we're using isn't speedrun friendly by any means. Alright, barracks level 2. Having Serration feels nice. I think if we are able to work Zay's Stone of Vengeance back in with this grouping up ring that you encouraged me to use, which I think the ring is actually a good call. I think if we could work Zay's Stone of Vengeance in there with it, maybe drop the trap and run Zay's, that could work. Because then we're getting 50%, just a straight 50% damage buff that's multiplicative. And that's pretty strong. Wait, did we miss someone back here? We have to kill everyone in this level. Okay, I think we got him. That could be a way to go. In between each bounty, we will try out a slight change to the build and see if it helps, feels better, that sort of thing, or not. I think getting that chest on is going to help a lot with Essence, and that's a pretty big thing. Did I go borrow time? I did. Good.
Give it more time.
Oh, it's a pain. Freaking shielding. Every time, though. Okay, so it's not completely immune right away, but it gets immune pretty quick. Got the bone set helm. Not that we couldn't just buy that with blood shards anyway, you know? Yeah, free Death Nova doesn't do a whole lot for us. They need to figure out a way to work in those Death Nova passives a little bit better. Death Nova really needs to be part of the Blight set. Like, it needs to be a set bonus. No, I'm not mad at all, man. I actually really like the Necromancer sets, and they're not overwhelming overall, dude. Pet set's clearing 91 right now without despairs. They're not underwhelming. They're just still working on tuning the legendaries. You just wait, buddy. They're definitely going to be one of the top classes once they're tuned and balanced. This is only the first pass on the legendaries, and the community manager for Necromancer is actively asking for community ideas on the Necromancer forums to make them better, because they've recognized that they're not where they need to be yet, which is good for them to not just go, God, you guys just don't understand, you know? Like, they actually realize that they're not where they need to be. The pet set is pretty well balanced, and that's about it. That's about it. This feels bad. I don't have Essence until that comes off cooldown, because I wasn't paying attention. I fucked up my rotation. Wee, this is exciting. Look at me. Look at me. Really, the set bonuses look so low. The set bonus on this one is pretty bad. They need to tune it up. It could use work. But the pet one does a crazy amount of damage. If you go look at my last stream. Towards the end, I was running a pet build that was doing an absurd amount of damage. Like, it was rapidly ticking for 8 to 10 billion, like every other second. It was actually absurd. That said, this set, I haven't found a way to make it work yet. I don't know what to do, you know. It just doesn't do enough damage. After Land of Dead ends, I can hit for like 40 billion, which isn't terrible, but still. It tells me there's one enemy remaining, but I just killed an enemy. Is that because that guy was just part of a quest? Did we miss a lurker up here or something? We had to miss someone up here. I'm not surprised at all if someone did 91 with Necro. By the end of the week, someone will be at 95. I guarantee it. Once they've actually like re-rolled and optimized things. Another passive tuning. Honestly, if they took time to put despairs on their Necromancer stuff on the PTR, which I don't know why they would do that, but if they took time to put the despairs on the sets, they could go higher than 95. You have to realize 95 is without people really putting despairs on, or 91 is without people putting despairs on, or maybe like 1 or 2 little despairs. Like, they're not pushing it super hard. Alright. For comparison, I'm in the top 20, or I was in the top 20 on Crusader leaderboards until I started doing Necromancer PTR. Who knows where I am now. But I was in the top 20. And in the initial, or top 100, I think I was 40. But anyway, in the initial 2 weeks of Season 10 for Crusader, it was like 90 to 93. So the fact that this is PTR and they did 91 shows that it's at least as powerful as the Crusader. The pet set is at least as powerful as the Crusader set, and Crusaders are considered one of the most powerful solo classes in the game right now. So it can go quite high. It's just finding a build that works is going to be hard for the Plague set at the moment with how it's balanced. I hope that changes, because I really enjoy the Plague set, but it's just not anywhere near where it needs to be at the moment. So switch that out real quick. See if that allows us to do a little bit better. That way we don't end up starved. If anything, I want the blood set to be good. That one looks like fun. The blood set was insanely good. Before they took it down and rebalanced blood as power. But now with the rebalanced blood as power, it's not quite as strong, I don't think. I still think it could be very good, though. I should actually hit the guy, huh? I wonder if we took, oh god, those guys are annoying. Tell me one of those guys. Damn it, that's the guy I have to actually kill. That's so annoying. Oh, it's so annoying. Alright, let's just do it. Fucking worms. I hate those guys. Blood set was really good. I don't know how it is now. I haven't had a chance to play it. This is the set that I want to be good. Like, this is the one I want to play more than any of them. I know it's not good yet, but I want to be able to give them feedback on what to do to make it better. So that's why I'm testing the hell out of it right now. I recognize that it's not as good as it should be. My one piece of feedback I would give them is that the corpse lances out of the corpses seems kind of clunky. It pretty much forces you to use Devour aura, which I don't think is a great choice. I think being able to use Corpse Explosion would feel better. And you can't really do that right now. I think that I would, ideally, if I were telling them what I'd want to see instead, I would ask that when you activate, they should tie the bonus into Land of the Dead. Since the pet set has a bonus with Army of the Dead, this set should have a bonus with Land of the Dead. So tie the set bonus into Land of the Dead. Make it so that whenever you cast Land of the Dead, the 2-piece is it will constantly explode corpses around you. And, I don't know, like the 4-piece could be Corpse Lance if you want. Something like that. Like, tie the bonuses into Land of the Dead, Corpse Lance, and Corpse Explosion. So when you hit Land of the Dead, shit's just exploding everywhere. And then you can buff your Bone Spear damage. That's fine, I guess. But I think that all the, like, Death Nova, Corpse Explosions, those are mostly poison-based and fit the Plague theme a lot better than Bone Spear, which only has one rune that's poison-based. So it doesn't fit the name of the set, and the playstyle is very, like, it's not very synergistic. Like, it's hard to find something that can work, and that's not a good thing. I feel like this one should be like a mid-range combat build, but how it plays is more like a caster build, I guess. And I don't know if I agree with that. That's how it should be. Alright, let's swap out Stricken for Zaze. Put a little bit more emphasis on the Bone Spear damage, a little bit less emphasis on the Corpse Lance. See if that feels better as we do this next bounty. We're doing the bounty so we can extract an item, because we're missing a few bounty materials. Eternal Woods. That was a lot of damage. I know it was kind of hard for you guys to see, but that was a lot of damage. Our big damage buff is immediately following the Land of the Dead stuff. But we're not too bad off the rest of the time, too.
That needs to recharge.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright, let's go do the cursed chest. I like the fact that we have a generator for when we run out, but I just don't like the fact that it's melee range, so I think we need to go with the power sphere. I wish there was a poison rune for the bone spikes that was actually good, because that would feel good. I think we're just gonna let this wave run out, because I don't want to have to try to get through all the waves. We're just gonna let this wave run out. I think we could complete it, but I don't really want to. Come on, run out now. There we go. Burn these guys now. Oh, we do have to still do all the waves. That feels bad. It was just a bonus timer. Oh, man, that feels bad. I feel dumb now. Alright, well, rip us. I think I like the Bone Spear more. But having the free essence generation when we need it is handy. That was a weird glitch. I guess I should be going for range here. Yeah, I almost have to switch scythe to power shift because we have to be at range. We have to be at range. Just get those blue essence. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Suppose we don't need all the health globes on if we have a generator, is the bright side there. So we could get rid of the generator. Or we could get rid of the health glows passive and get something that ups our damage. I don't think we have a whole lot that ups our damage any more than we already have, though, with this build. It's another thing is, like, the passives are real shitty for this build. Like, there's nothing really that works.
Weakness consumes you.
Which is a real bummer, actually. It also feels really clunky to be forced to cycle between poison runes for the poison spear, because that's the only way we can scale our damage up enough to make a difference. Like, that feels really clunky.
I'll be telling stories about that for a while.
Couple more guys. Well, the quest is completed, but we still have to finish killing these guys to get out of combat, you know?
Give it more time.
I wonder if we could go with the stunned while hit and then run the ring that increases the bone spear damage again. Because we're not running the ring that increases bone spear damage, and we are getting lots of stuns now, it seems like. Like, I feel like we have enough stuns to actually do that. It might be better than Convention of Elements, because then you have to wait for the procs to line up just right, and it feels bad. I think it's in our chest right now. So, Bone Spikes, Bone Spear, and Bone Spirit deal increased damage to enemies that are stunned, frozen, charmed, feared, or blinded. Okay, let's try that. Does it consider Does it consider the bone prison a stun? Because if so, that might work. If it considers bone prison a stun, that could work. I haven't tried that at all. Like, not even a little bit. So we have to go kill Grom. Let's just test this real quick. Is it trapping them in a bone spirit? I don't see it. In a bone spear? I must be blind because I don't see any. Oh, there it is. It just kind of blends in a little. I was blind, it turns out. Just wait, just wait. That was actually kind of hilarious. Nope, we don't care about the gold guy. We have plenty of gold. We're not worried about that shit. Alright. Went the wrong way. Again, though, it doesn't feel amazing. Like, 10 billion crits are nice to see and all that, but we don't actually have the essence capabilities to spam yet. So hopefully when we are able to, get that chess piece in our cube, it'll help. But I don't think it'll help a ton. I do think you're right about the ring that sucks them in for the bone spear, though, being the intended use of this set. I just don't think it's a good choice, like, design-wise.
That is not possible.
That was cool. That was cool. Where's the Deeps looks weak to me. Yeah, it's very undertuned at the moment. Still trying to figure out a build that works for it. Definitely not doing a ton of damage yet. Definitely not doing a ton of damage yet. That boss should die with one better press. Yeah, you're not wrong, buddy. You're not wrong. Alright, that bounty quest set is done. That way we can get the goddamn thing to extract and see if we can actually run the build the way we want to run it. Thank God. I don't think there's a way to make this amazing, to be honest. We'll see. I'm impressed with the pet build for the Necromancer Silent. The Plague build I'm not impressed with at the moment. I want them to tune it up though, because I want to do stuff with it. Wait, hold on. Hold on. It's a two-hander, though. It's a two-hander, though. Maybe. Let's see. I don't think so. But let's see. Let's go over to Fields of Misery real quick. Let's get a few enemies. Let's get a few more. Whatever. $17 billion. That's a good chunk of damage. The thing is, the burst is so, like, so inconsistent. That doesn't work. That definitely doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not even running any defensive gems at the moment. Silent One, the pet build can compete with Fire Bats Witch Doctor for damage. It procs for like 10 billion, like 20 times a second. The pet build can compete if you run the right build. Most people are running pet build when at the top levels. See, with no despairs at all. No despairs on the gear at all. One despair on the gear. I see one despair, and he cleared a 91. So yeah, the pet build's really strong, and that's solo. Like, you could drop some of the defensive things if you're running group and do more with it. But the thing is, this particular set I'm running right now is not strong. Trying to figure out a way to make it strong, though. Like, right now I'm not playing this assuming I'm going to be the top damage in the game in the entire world. And I'm not assuming I'm going to be able to instant dead everything right now when I don't know what the build is. Like, people had to figure out that build. People had to figure out that Witch Doctor build before it was good. Like, it wasn't just instantly known, you know? And that's what people are trying to do on the PTR. If that's not your thing, that's fine. It definitely needs tuning. It definitely needs to be tuned up, and they need to change the set bonuses. The set bonuses are counterintuitive. They don't really work. They don't really work at all. So we can drop the Death Scythe and lose a shit ton of damage and get the Dread Golem Spike. What they need to do is they need to buff the ever-loving shit out of this billion needs to hit for a quadrillion a second. Nothing hits for a quadrillion a second. This weapon needs to be buffed a lot, and then this set could actually work. If they buff this weapon, the set could actually work. But that weapon's too weak the way it is right now. Pretty sure. Pretty sure it's too weak the way it is right now to be usable. Rathma. Alright, well, let's just go in and do a little bit of Rift. It's fun, it's just not strong yet. I have confidence that in time they'll make it strong, though. Like, I have confidence in time they'll make it strong.
Decay and rot.
Again, I am playing the weakest of all the Necromancer sets right now. Like, this is the absolute weakest. So, you know, take that into account when you try and judge the class. Not all the sets are like this. And not everything is about 4-man groups either. A lot of people just enjoy playing solo. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 4-man group character class to be good. Just because, you know, something's not the absolute best choice for meta in a 4-man group doesn't mean it's, you know, trash. Something else to consider. People play the way they want to. Needs to be clearing a Greater Rift 124, if not, it's no good. I completely disagree with you, 110%. Crusader is considered one of the best classes in the game, and nobody on Seasonal has cleared that high. That's completely unrealistic and not... that's just unrealistic. Yeah, I don't agree with you at all. Sorry, buddy. You're entitled to your opinion, though. There's a reason this is in closed beta, too. They want people who really want to play it. They don't want people who just to be in there and being toxic about it, you know? They want honest feedback from players who care. So that's something to consider, too. Like, there's a reason it's in closed beta. People bitched and bitched and bitched about it, but there's a reason.
I must wait.
That said, this is definitely the weakest of the specs, so I think we have to drop the ring that groups things, though. We're just giving up too much damage to use the ring that groups things. It feels more convenient, but it's a lot weaker. I think we have to have the extra damage from our bone armor. Otherwise we just aren't doing enough. And so as a result we need to drop the curse because we still need a generator for those moments in time where we're in between Land of the Deads. I feel like Siphon Blood with Power Shift is probably the best. But I like the Curse Scythe more. But I think we have to go Power Shift. So it's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500%. We just increased our damage by 200%. So that should be a pretty sizable buff and damage there over what we were using a moment ago. I'm also using a really shitty weapon. It's also something to consider. Like, it's not even rolled well, you know? Nah, I didn't think so. On US, rank 120 on Seasonal Silent. Because it wasn't. I haven't played my Seasonal character in like a week, though. A week and a half. But it was a lot lower than that. It was 104 when I played a week and a half ago. Which also shows you that the longer something is open and on, the better. This patch has been out with these sets and the possibility of using these sets for exactly 2 days. And you can't tell me in 2 days anyone was doing level 120. You can't tell me anybody was doing 120 on season in 2 days.
No.
Yeah, that's a lot more damage. Yeah, that's a lot more damage. That was like a massive damage increase switching that skill. Still not good, but a lot more damage than it was. Unfortunately, we're wasting that ring slot, so we should probably switch it for something that does more damage now. Also. And honestly, I feel like we should change the Corpse Lance rune to the Ricochet, because that will provide a lot more damage too. And that might help the clear speed a little bit. I'm done fighting about how strong you think the character is, though, because it's closed beta, and I don't expect it to be top. And if you think if it's not top, it's a waste of time, then it's probably not for you, frankly. And that's fine. Not everything has to be for everyone, but not everyone shares your opinion either. So teach their own, you know? Yeah, we definitely need to switch to a ring that actually does damage, since we're not getting any value out of that now. It's interesting, we're actually only getting 300% bonus. We should be getting more than 300%. Is there a cap on the number of skills you can use for it? We're definitely getting it from the bone armor. We're definitely getting it from that. We have to actually activate a Corpse Lance. This entire time we've been missing 100% damage. We have to actually... I'm not salty. I'm just... I guess maybe I am salty. I'm not trying to be. I just completely disagree with what he's saying, you know? I feel like that's fine. I can do that. Okay, so we're missing out on 100% damage modifier, 200% damage modifiers. So that's a pretty big factor. I didn't realize I had to activate the Corpse Lance manually. I thought the Land of the Dead proc would count, but it doesn't. So it's good to know. So if I could drop this for Convention of Elements, that'll be a big damage jump also. Oh, not you, Silent. You're saying Silent, Salty? Ah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know if he's salty. I think he's just disappointed with it. Like, he wants it to be the best it can be. That's what I'm going to take out of it. Whether it's true or not, that's what I'm going to take out of it. Yeah, let's drop out this for the Convention of Elements ring. Because I think that's going to up the damage a ton. Being able to use some Macarum in this build would be really powerful as well. But I don't see any way that we could work it in. But having that many more Bone Spears coming out, that'd be a pretty powerful cooldown. But I think we can only afford one of the 120-second cooldowns per build. And I think that's by design, honestly. We're going to go Ricochet instead here. We're going to put on the Convention of Elements. And that's going to be a 200% damage increase when we're in the cycle of poison. Which there's only 3 cycles for Necromancer. So Convention of Elements is stronger on Necromancer than most characters. I don't know if you can honestly say, Silent, that you automatically know what everybody's looking for, because not everyone looks for exactly what you're talking about right now. Some people just enjoy playing the game to play the game. Some people enjoy speed farming. Some people enjoy hardcore. Some people enjoy seasonal. What you're talking about is 4-man, softcore, top-end grifting. And that's not what everybody looks for. In fact, I know a lot of people who don't even play groups. Like, they play self-bound solo only. And to them, they don't give a shit about Witch Doctor. They don't give a shit about Fire Bats and how strong it is. So, and this is a good chunk of the community that feels that way. Just because a small vocal minority feels like it has to be the best to be anything, doesn't mean it's necessarily true. And again, you're free to disagree with me. I don't feel like it's true, though. God, this density is real terrible. $40 billion. Eh. So the trick is lining up your freaking convention of elements cycle with your proc from your psi, which is not going to be easy to do.
That needs to recharge.
Like, it's got to end right as poison comes up in order for it to get maximum damage. And we have like a 5-second window or 10-second window. So, it's a little bit, it's too conditional. There's too many different things you have to look for. Well, that's good though. You don't have to necessarily hit it on anybody to keep the stack up. So that's good. So I could just shift E and it'll keep the stack up. Oops, I lost my bone. My bone stacks there. We're at 4. Which one are we missing? Probably Corpse Lance. There, we're at 5 now. We just gotta make sure to not let that drop. 61 billion. There's an 80 billion there. God, this is such a bad angle. That's the other problem with Bone Spear is like those elevation issues. That's a serious issue. Alright, let's nuke him. Alright.
I must heal.
Alright. Hey, I don't want to deal with you. Stay away from me. Jeez. How rude. See? Some people like it. We got Necromancer gloves. We don't care about either of those two things, but we'll identify the gloves, see what they are. I think we can safely salvage the Act 3 thing. No. We have a better version of that already. Let's go ahead and close this out. You're doing Hero League placements, huh, Pappy? Interesting. And then he told me to soak. Those mistells, though. Those mistells. Okay, so we found a way to up our damage quite a bit. But the problem I think we're going to run into is as soon as we move into Torment 13 or above, we're going to be too squish to actually maintain our life. I don't think it's gonna work. I'll be right back. 1 second, boys. Hey.
Kisses. Mwah. Love you.
Did you try that? Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? Oh. No.
You're already eaten.
You don't need to eat again.
She's went through the repertoire of everything she can think of.
Dream sweet, beautiful.
No.
Alright. Sorry, guys. I had to kiss my daughter goodnight. Alright, so I think we're at almost the highest amount of damage we can do with this build. I don't see any real way to reasonably eke out any more damage. We could drop Corpse Lance Ricochet for something that's easier to maintain. since our Devour takes up a slot. How about, what if we didn't do Bone Spear at all during Land of the Dead? And that way we can actually drop Devour and get a final, like, get a final buff for our damage. Like Skeleton Mage Contamination. No. If we grab Revive. No, then we're going to lose our standalone buffs. If we actually just do Army of the Dead. Blighted Grasp, let's try it. I don't think it's going to be very good, but let's try it. Let's try it. Let's just pop over here and look. Let's go somewhere else. This place is already kind of explored around. Festering Woods, let's try that. Okay, so we need to make sure that we use all of our abilities. So we have 6. Nope, I don't think that's gonna do it. Nope, because then we're not consuming corpses for essence afterwards. So, nope, that doesn't work. No way to make that work. Have to have Devour. You have to have Devour for this set. And it really fucking sucks. I really don't like that you're forced into Devour. I just realized we didn't have our Paragons. We didn't have our Paragons on for damage either. We were doing survival Paragons. Yeah, I really don't like the fact that you're forced into that. Maybe the way to go is we use Frailty as the curse to pull them in. We haven't tried that yet. Let's see if that works. We definitely need Devouring Aura, unfortunately. I hate that we lose 100% damage to grab a curse. It's a lot of damage to lose just to grab a curse, you know? I think we have to do it on that slot. Alright, so we could do Volatile Death. 2 essence. Gain 2 essence when a cursed enemy dies. There's our essence. There's our essence problem solved right there. As long as we can kill things quick enough. That lets us drop... Oh, we already dropped Blood is Power. So we could drop Reaper's Wraps and grab Strong Arm. What if we put on Gem of Efficacious Toxin? Because it has a damage multiplier on it. I don't think that's going to be very good though. Bane is Stricken you need for Rift Guardians. Then we have to drop Zaze for Stricken. And I think if we're choosing between Zaze and Efficacious, Zaze is better. Oh, we definitely need Trapped. What the fuck am I doing? Definitely need Trapped. Do we have anything that's slowing them? We'd have to put back on Shredding Splinters for the slow to be able to utilize Trapped. Let's try upping the difficulty again. See if we can actually survive with this setup. All right. Let's just see how it goes.
I wish you luck, hero.
Wait, could we use Traveler's Pledge? Maybe we use Traveler's Pledge. Oh, I should actually, hold on. I gotta do this. Oof. Oof. Oofda. Oofda, though.
That needs to recharge. My essence is too low.
Yeah, it's not gonna work at all. Let's look at Traveler's Pledge. Let's look at dropping Convention of Elements for Traveler's Pledge. No, because then we have to lose the Johnstone. And the Johnstone's too important for our damage. But I feel like we might have to run Traveler's Pledge for the damage reduction and for the damage boost. I don't know. Alright, I'm about to throw in the towel on the trying to make the poison spells work. Let's see if we can make the Dread Golem Spike work instead. So with that, we're going to go with Corpse Whisper Pauldrons. Alright. This frees us up from being forced into poison. Although I think it's the strongest. Honestly, I think it's the strongest. Crystallization, probably. This can change into Brittle Touch or Visceral Impact for the stuns for our ring, which we're going to switch the Convention of Elements over to the Necromancer ring. Because if we can maintain stuns, it's a permanent 140% damage increase, which is better than a rotating 200%, right? In my head, anyway. I think we have to have Zay's Stone of Vengeance, or we have to have Stricken. We can't have Poison. We don't have Decrepify, so we should be running String of Ears. We could probably drop Blood as Power. And just get Rigor Mortis. Would have been good actually with the other build. Interesting. Let's just hold on to that for now. Blood as Power seems pretty good. Alright, let's try now. See how that works.
I must have a corpse.
The attack speed was better. It's still super squishy. Might improve with the fact that we get, once we get some bone armor stacks up though. Let's see how it goes. The movement speed feels pretty nice.
I need essence.
And we're running into the essence problem again, though. Because we don't have a generator. And we don't have enough cooldown reduction. Alright, so Crystallized Lance, even though we're doing less per hit, feels pretty good. But that just amplifies the essence issue. So we have to run a generator. But that's okay because we don't have to be stacking. We don't have to be stacking poison damage now. So we can maybe change the bone armor. But that's giving us survivability. We could change the bone armor into a generator. Maybe. The thing is, I don't know if we have enough survivability to do that. Put on Storm Shield, take off bone armor. Put on a generator. Frost Sights, maybe. Even more attack speed. Go more of an attack speed style build. Let's just go Aura, Frailty. No. The fact that the thing that increases the damage of our Bone Spear also increases the cost is really troubling. Like, really troubling. What's the item that does more bone spikes generation? Because maybe that's how we get around it. Siphon blood drains from 2 other targets. That could be good too. That's a 2-hander. So bone spikes, Path of Bones. I haven't tried this legendary at all yet, so maybe it'll end up being secretly OP. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be real bad. But we gotta give it a chance. Let's try it out first before we judge. We're going for a really weird build anyway, so might as well give it a shot. So Serration's gonna gain extra power there. Standalone's fine still. Rathma's shield is fine still. Blood is power. All ability cooldowns are reduced by 20%. All ability cooldowns. This effect cannot reduce an ability's cooldown more than once. Each corpse consumed and landed dead increases your damage by 10% for 10 seconds after it ends. It's pretty hard to give that up. What if we throw that in the cube and we drop the obsidian ring? And then we get Hellfire passive. Maybe. Maybe. I don't think so, though. Alright, well, let's try this out. See if we're one-shot instantly. I have a feeling we're going to be. I have a feeling we're going to die, like, almost instantly here. So now that generates, yeah, we died too quickly. So now the bone spikes generate essence, like the scythe does, but we just don't have enough survivability to live. Sucks. Feels bad. Let's grab a maybe we need to be generating corpses with something other than Land of the Dead. Maybe building around Land of the Dead uptime is an outdated idea. Because that's what we used to do with our build. But maybe we don't want to do that anymore. Maybe that's what our main issue is here. Trying too hard to build around Land of the Dead. Let's try something else. Don't necessarily think this will work. But it's worth a try. Your maximum essence is increased by 100% while your simulacrum is active. Life costs for skills are reduced by 75%. So we could go with Blood Spear. I don't know what that means. Now also create a simulacrum of bone, but the duration is reduced to 10 seconds. I don't understand what that means. Let's try this. This is really, really very different. That worked well, I feel like. Okay, all 3 curses are on them. It's too weak. It's way too weak. Land of Dead is just too important to have. Simulacrum can't replace it.
Give it more time.
You have to build around Land of the Dead. And Devouring Aura combo. You have to do it. That's too bad. That's too bad. I was hoping. We don't have to do Plague Lands though. We can do Frozen Lands instead. The skills do not cost essence while Land of Dead is active. Land of Dead lasts longer. Frozen Lands, I think, is the way to go since we're not tied into poison anymore. And then I feel like we have to have bone armor. Movement speed seems pretty good on bone armor. Visceral impact is good. Oh, you know what? We could just take the stun still. Stun's still too good to not take. And then this guy should switch to... We could do... a pseudo-pet type thing. For the survivability. No, we can't. So we need a way to get essence. So let's go power shift, I think. Okay, let's try out the legendary that chains blood drain to 2 targets. This one, because it's a one-hander, allows us to use an offhand again, which I think is pretty important. I don't see any way to make 2-handers work for Necromancer at the moment. They're just not strong enough with the ones we have. Their effects aren't powerful enough to warrant it. Maybe that one could be, but I think it has to be cubed. I think that has to be cubed to work. You cube that, and then you cube the free Death Novus. Probably, is what I would say. And then you'd have to have Death Nova on your bar with the rune you want, probably. Drop Vitality, I guess. So when we Siphon Blood, we'll hit 3 targets, I guess, now. Turns out it doesn't matter if you get 1 shot. Oh, we're not using a curse anymore, so we can go back to using Unity. My bad. My bad. Try that again. See if he still one-shots me. Probably will. Yep. Way too squishy. Way too fucking squishy. Throw in Aquila Caress. I don't know how to make this build work. The only one that really seems good is the Scythe of the Cycle. I can see a really weird build focusing around Death Nova, Blood Nova with Legacy of Nightmares. Very weird build. Okay, well it's not 1 shot anymore. So that's good, I guess. Alright, let's just do this. Oh wait, we're losing our damage mitigation from the set, duh. I'm stupid. No wonder they were killing me so quickly. Alright, let's see what happens here. Nope, they still fucking kill me. Can't fucking survive. Try that. And I think I'm actually going backwards, like I'm making things that are worse than what I was using before. I feel like I'm going backwards here. Alright. No, this is a lot weaker. That's a lot weaker than what we were running before. We have to just stick with the poison damage thing. That's pretty much the top potential of this build. You have to use Death Scythe. You have to use Cycle. You have to use Bone Armor. It's the absolute best potential you can have. And you have to use Shredding Spines for the slow. Devouring Aura. You have to use Plague Lands for the poison proc, power shift. And then you have to use Blighted Marrow. And that's pretty much just the end of it. You have to do those things. That sucks. So basically, we can clear tier 13 with this setup. But it's not very good. Like, it's not fast. It's not impactful. It's get by. Basically, it's just not good enough. So I'll show you that it's clearable like this real quick. Let me just move around. Or I'll just fucking die before I can get any buffs up. Never mind. We'll try this again. We're going to ignore those guys for a moment. Alright, there are 5 stacks. So now we're hitting for 25 billion. 20 billion, 20 billion, 20 billion. And we're also able to tank things a little bit better because we have our damage reduction.
I need a corpse.
It's still not like super quick clear speed though for tier 13, so that's real bad. Like, it should be better than it is. It's just, frankly, it's just not. It comes in cycles of damage.
No.
But it's just not enough damage to be reliable. You're too reliant on your Army of the Dead. Like, if you could keep permanent uptime on Army of Dead, it would be acceptable. Like, I feel like they shouldn't have nerfed that. Or they should have rolled it into a set bonus for this set. If they were going to nerf it because it was too strong on other sets. I get that, I guess. Because it was too strong on other sets. But if they were going to do that, they need to buff this set to compensate. Because this set's just too weak. Like, we can do tier 13, but it's kind of painful. I'll be interested to see if anyone in the next couple days figures out something better than what I'm doing. But this looks like it's the strongest after 3 hours of testing. This looks like the best possibility you have for this set, which isn't great. I would like to see it perform better because I like the set. And I want to see better things happen for it. Yeah, we're using all the right gems. Well, c'est la vie. I do think that the grouping, the ring that groups people is pretty nice. But I don't think you can run in T13 because you need the survivability of other things. I think they need to build more just inherent baseline damage reduction into the set and build more damage into the set. Like, they need to tune up the numbers a bit. Because either we can do a good amount of damage and be squishy but not sustain our wrath, or we can sustain our wrath but we don't do enough damage. You know, like, you have to choose between several bad options. We can choose to not have our Land of the Dead very often and do more damage with our Bone Spear, or we can choose to use our Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac and the Cube. Like, those aren't good choices. They basically limit the class to not being able to go anything above T13, and even T13 is a bit of a chore. Not the class, sorry, the spec. The class can go much higher. The pet spec can go much, much higher. Like, this would be cake for my pet spec.
That is not possible.
Alright. We're just going to finish out this rift on T10. Tomorrow I will probably do, after I get back from the date that I'm taking my wife on, probably do something like the Bone Armor or the Blood set. Haven't decided which yet. And then maybe do some Hero League streaming as well in Heroes of the Storm. Not sure 100% what I'll do, but do something other than the Plague set tomorrow. If you missed our previous stream, the one from last night, it's on the channel. We tested out the pet set there. We found a build that works really well with the pet set. Highly recommend checking it out. If the pet set's not your thing and the blood set's your thing, tomorrow night might be your nights. I haven't heard anyone request a bone set yet. It sounds fun to me, but it seems like people are very interested in blood. So that might be the path we go instead. Like, we can clear tier 10 just fine with this set. But everyone can clear tier 10. Like, a monkey can clear tier 10. It's a little disappointing because I really want the Plague set to be good. If they left the blood as power things the way they were and added the legendaries that they added, this set would be competitive. But with the change they made to blood as power, it killed the set. Like, there's no way to make this set do the damage of anywhere close to the other sets. Like, not even close. Which, maybe this is supposed to be a starter set, but if it is, it's not very player friendly. Like, it requires a lot of things to make work at all. Alright, let's change that rune to Ricochet to just clear this a little bit quicker. What's this new tile set? Let's say, where are all the enemies? Liz, please. Liz, please. love the lightning effects on this particular map. It's pretty cool looking. Alright. Fuck those locusts. Let's just channel them into a narrow choke point. Fuck locusts, yo. Know what I'm saying? It's fuck locusts. Fuck locusts.
Not enough essence.
Down this way? Question mark. I'm starting to get tired.
That is not possible.
Real long day. 10-hour workday, and then I had a meeting for my daughter at her new school she's gonna go to. And took care of that stuff, made sure we had food for the family, and then decided to come home and stream. So apologies, guys, if I'm not talking as much as I should be right now, being a bad streamer. Getting kind of tired. This will probably be about the end of where I think I'll be. I think we'll probably end after this rift. But my end impressions of this particular set is it has a lot of potential to be good, but they need to either change the mechanics or change the numbers. Like, they need to give a way to maintain Wrath a little bit, or maintain Essence better with this spec, and not, like, feel like you're pigeonholed into using the poison weapon, but you don't have any way to maintain the amount of Wrath you need while maintaining the toughness you need. I think if they buff the Bone Spear legendary, it might be a little bit better. But the Bone Spear legendary is a bit weak right now because of the Wrath, the increased Wrath cost, and it doesn't boost the damage quite enough to be worth it. Like, they need to up the damage boost to 200% probably, and they need to drop the Wrath cost altogether. That's my opinion anyway. Oh, come on, Waller.
I'm overburdened.
Alright. There's another elite. Let's just roll all of our cooldowns all at once here. Now we're going to be without our cooldown for the Rift Guardian. Nah, we'll be fine. He won't be for a few more seconds. I don't want to pop my Army of the Dead till the Rift Guardian spawns. I also want corpses in the area.
The Rift Guardian is here.
Okay. Okay, so I think that's going to be the end of the stream after we identify these legendaries. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to come back and see us again. If you did, that's cool too. You can leave a comment. Try to make them constructive though. Don't just say you suck. Although, just because I said that, now someone's gonna do that. But you know, try to make it constructive. Give ideas, give suggestions. Don't just flame. Flaming's never helpful. I haven't had too much of that yet, but I have a feeling that's coming soon. I really appreciate how positive the community has been so far and how supportive you guys are. And I want to say a big thank you to that. I do this for fun, but I'm also doing it because eventually I want to make it kind of a second source of income, a second job. And you guys are what's going to make that possible. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And that was an incredibly long outro, and I'm sorry, but I wanted to let you guys know I appreciate you. Anyway, make sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe. Bye, YouTubes.